So just to brief, like we are trying to implement the Oracle DB in our new application. Okay. So here, okay, let me open the SQL Plus again. So if you see the username is system, password is admin. So we are able to log in. So we'll see the table. We are having a student entity. So our table name will be with this name, student. So now I will again, what is this? Let me close this. So now SQL Plus. So I'll do select star from student table. So we can say like no row selected. Now I will use the describe. So student table is already there. Student ID, student name, student fee. So there is some student table, but its data type is not matching with this. Here we are using the student name, student class, and roll number. But the table which is present in this Oracle is different. It has the different fields basically. Student ID, student name, student fee. So in that case, I have to delete this student table. So I will write like drop student. Invalid drop option. Okay. So, okay. Okay, so here what I can do in that case, I will use the annotation as table. And table I will write as the students. Where it is. Some syntax issue is there for at the rate table. So I'm trying to search here. So we need to use, okay, name I have to use, not the value. So that is the issue. Name equal to, okay. So now, since student table is already there, I want the students table, and in that I want these fields to be created. And so let's hit the end, this again. Um, get all students. We'll see like is it working now. Still it is giving the exception. So you create table with students. Now one more thing I can try here, DDL auto and format. Okay, so I will try to write here the create, and then we'll see like it's automatically creating the. So you can see here, if we write the create, this command is running automatically, create table student in Java. So this time we are not manually creating the application, but Java is automatically creating table. We'll try to hit it again, get all students. So we can see now like table has been created. So if I go there in Oracle and see like table is created by Java or not. So I'll do select star from students. So we can see no row selected. There is no row. So now I'll use the describe command for this students table. So we can see like class name, student roll number, and student name. With these three column, already Java automatically creating the class. The change what we have to make is in our JPA, we have to write the create. So what problem will come with the create? Like if we restart the application, then again it will create the like again table. So once like one time table is created, next time we have to go and make it as update or make it as none, because table is automatically created now. Okay, so I after creating the table, I made it none. Now I will come here again. I will check like after making it none, is it working? Yeah, so it's working. Now we'll perform all the operations again. We'll do the admission of a student. So here we can see student name is Prabhat. So I'll hit it. Student added successfully. Then I will add another student, Ravi. And then I will add again the Suraj. Three students I have, I want to add here to check the same thing. Now if you go in the Oracle, and now we'll do the select star from students. So we can see like three students has been added, Prabhat, Ravi, and Suraj. So that is the database already. We can see in database also it is happening. And from Postman also I'll do the get all students. So we can see all the three students are present here. So I mean admission of the student and getting the details of that student is working fine. Now we'll try to delete that. So delete student by roll number. So I'll delete the first student with roll number 1. So I'll go ahead and delete student by roll number. I'll make it as 1 and I'll send the request. So message we are getting like student deleted successfully. Now I'll go to the table again and again hit the previous command. So we can see like only two students are there, Ravi and Suraj. Prabhat is deleted from database also. Same thing if you will see from here, get all students endpoint, then we can see like now only two students are there. Prabhat is deleted. So delete is also working fine. Now we have to update the student. So for updating the student, I will take this third one and I will make it as update. So I will update that. So third one, like I'm using the roll number as 3 and then I'm taking its name as Dinkar. So from here, this Suraj should convert into the Dinkar basically. So now I'll hit the request. Student updated successfully. Now if you'll go to the database, Here Suraj is Ravi and Suraj, two students are there. Now I'll go and select the star from. So you can see like earlier it was Suraj. Now Suraj has been removed and Dinkar has been replaced with that. So update is also working successfully in database. Same thing we will check from the get all student. Here for now it is Suraj. Now if we'll hit the request, it should update to Dinkar. So update is also working fine. Now like this is admission of a student, get student by roll number, get all student and update student we have checked. And delete also we have checked. Now we have to do the delete all student to check like whole data is getting deleted or not. So for now there are two student. If I hit the delete all student endpoint, their all records should be deleted. So here we are getting message all record deleted. We'll check to the Oracle database. Again, select star from students. So no row selected now because there is no data now because delete all student we have performed. Same thing we can check from get all student endpoint. So there is no data. So like out of all our problems, like previously we have mentioned like what problems we are facing with current application. Restart issue was there with S2 database. Now it is resolved by integrating Oracle database. If we restart the application also, then there will be data present in our Oracle. So this like last part we have resolved, and we have also learned like how to integrate this Oracle DB, how to automatically create the table. For automatically creating the table, this DDL auto part we have to make it as create. If we are like creating the first time our table, so first time we'll make the create, and after first time we have to make it as a update or none, so that second time it will not go ahead and try to create the record. So let's see, we'll try to again make it as create. Table is already there. Now we'll make it as create again. So let's see what is happening. So again, now if you'll see second time, this create table is running. So that is the problem with create. Now I will add some student, and I have added one student. I'll try to get all student again. So we can see one student is there. Now what I will do, I will restart application again, and you will see like this one is record is there or not if we are having this create. So I will go ahead here, this application we are working with. So you can see like again create command is running here. That should not happen if there is already table present in database. Okay, so let me hit the this endpoint again. You can see data has been removed from this table because we are having the create. So if you will keep the DDL auto as a create, so every time it will go ahead to database, delete the existing. So if you see the command here, delete command also it should run. So before, see, like if you see like what is happening here, am I audible? Someone who is controlling the screen, I think, Sonam. You have any doubts, Sonam, like what you're doing on a screen? So if we see like if the table is already present, First part, if we are having the create, it will drop the table. If there is any table, it will drop. If there is any sequence related to that table, that also it will drop. And then it will create the table, and it from 1 to 50 row like sequence it will create. So one more thing we can write as like if we are having this for auto create tables in database, we need to add this in properties file. We need to add this in properties file. That is the first thing. This is the advantage part, like it is automatically create the table, but its disadvantage is also like disadvantage. I mean, this we can say like not disadvantage, but second time we have to like if once the table is created, once table has been created, so in second run of application, revert it back to, we need to change it back, like either we need to make it none or update. So if I will make it as none, it means we are not defining anything like what should happen. That is the one thing. So we have to, once like table is created, we have to change this in our property file. If we will not change, then every time it will go ahead and yeah, that is the first thing. If we add the create, if we are having DDL auto as create, then from console we can see it is running the commands drop table command. So how many commands, drop commands it is running? One is like drop table itself. It is running the drop table command. And then if any sequence number. So what is this sequence? Like in entity classes, this student class, we have written as generation type. Generation type we have written auto. So there is generation type as sequence also. So if we are using the sequence and any existing sequence is there for that table, so that sequence will be also getting deleted. So for that purpose, this second command it is running in background. So first thing is, if it is there is any existing table, it will delete that. And then it will delete any sequence also we have created. This part, like sequence part, we'll see later on also when we'll discuss about like this generation type again. But these two commands we can say it is deleting, and then for creating also it is writing the two commands. One is to create the sequence, and automatically, like if you have not defined any sequence, it will increment by, start with 1, increment by 50. Okay, so first time it will create 1 to 50, and then if the 50 records you have added, so it will add again 1 to 50. So two create commands are also running for now, we can see. So what create commands it will do? This is the drop related. First it will delete. First it will drop existing table with below commands. So it will use to delete this, and then it will run the create commands. Then it will create table with below commands. So this command I will cut paste basically from here. That will be the first command, and then one more command for create also. Create also, two commands are running. One is for create sequence and one is for create table. So automatic table creation and we are understood now. So we have to just take care of only one thing. Like once table is created first time, so whenever you are starting the application again, make it as DDL auto, DDL none. So this is like note we can take as, okay. So this problem, like we have, okay, we are discussing about different problems with our previous application. So this one we have resolved. Now we can try one more thing, like let me send the request. Okay. So I'll create couple of requests, couple of students in the class again. Again, I created the 3 requests. So I'll use the get all student. So we can see 3 students are there. Now I want to try this as DDL or DDL auto we have written as create. So now I will make it as update. I'll save this. This will again run. So in case of this update, we have to see like what is happening basically. Any command it is running. So here our Spring Boot application is started from here. After that, after this line, like we can see there is no command. This is the temporary command. We have to ignore this for now. And there is no other command is running other than this. So it means in case of update, it will not automatically create the table. So if I'll go ahead and get it, so we can see like record is there and it is not dropping the table and creating it. So that is the advantage of update. So what we can write here, like if you can check later on the Google, like what is the difference between DDL none and DDL update. But update is specifying like it is update case, strictly we have to not create the table. But in case of none, we are not defining anything as usual, like Java will not do anything related to table. But in case of update, Java will update the table. If anything is related to update, so it will go ahead and update the table for the update queries. So this now it should be clear, like what is the impact of DDL auto update or create. Okay, so next thing will be resolving the other problems. One problem like get student by ID, uh, and we are getting the status code as 500, but it should give as 404. So we'll resolve this problem by debugging our like from checking from the controller, like what is happening. Go to the controller. Get student by roll number. Get part I am checking currently. Like whenever student data is not there in the table, we have to not send the status code as okay, and we have to send like a status code as not found. So if we see here, I'm using the student. Now here I need to write the condition. Like if student is equal to null. Then we have to not found. We have to send as a status code, else we have to send as a status code as okay, or we can do in the reverse way. So I will paste here. I'll make it as again. So I'm telling here, like if the student not is equal to null. So if a student, whatever we are getting that from the database, if it is not found or it is null, so in that case, I have to show the message as not found. If it is not null, then only we have to send the message as okay. So now we have to also sending the status student. Okay. So instead of the student, let's see it, like we'll start the application. What is happening? First, I will get all student I will call. So up to the 3 roll number, there is the data. I will try to get the student by 4 roll number, which is not there in the database. So we'll see like what is happening for 4 now. So we can see like status is still the same thing. Here we are getting the message correct, like roll number not found. This message is coming from our exception class. One second. So I will go to the go to flow one by one. So we'll go to the service layer. In service layer, we are writing the message here, like roll number not found. But here the problem is like status code is going as incorrect. So new demo application, we are throwing this. Okay. Okay. So we'll see like by debugging the application what problem is coming. Accordingly, we'll change our condition. So let me start the application in the debug mode now. So I will, one thing I need to change here, like I will make as a springboot demo rename. I'll rename this class because it is creating the confusion. So I'll make it as Oracle. So Spring Boot application demo application as Oracle. So I've renamed this. Now I want to debug this, like why our correct response we are not getting. So I'll put a debugger point here. Debugger is for the purpose of finding like what the problem our application is having, why it is not giving the correct response. So I will stop this and start in the debug mode. So for debug mode, Oracle one, I have to start. So now I'll go here, hit this request again, roll number 4. Our control is coming back to this endpoint, get student by roll number. So first it is coming here, roll number. We can see roll number 4 is coming fine. Now it will go to the service layer. In service, it is making the call. So we'll see like what is happening here. So it is coming here, roll number we are getting. Now it is calling the DAO.find ID by roll number. So I'll do the control shift I to select. what it is saying, like if you see, it is empty, value is null. So if it is null, then it will throw the exception. So this part only I have checked. So this is null. Now I will check the complete part. Like if I check this complete part up to the here, Control Shift I. So we can see an exception occurred. Okay. So I'll do F6 now. If you see something, some query is running here. So that is also the thing, like if we find by ID, we can say like find by ID which query it is running. So find by ID is running below query. So as a note, we can write find by ID running below query. So it is selecting the student name, class name on the basis of roll number. Here question mark is coming. Question mark, whatever we will send from this after question mark. This is the question mark thing, right? After question mark, we are sending as 4. So same thing will go here after, like at the place of question mark, 4 will go. So that was related to query. Again, I will come back to this exception thing. F6. So we can select it is coming to the optional class. Some exception will be thrown. So these all are the Java classes, existing classes. So runtime exception it will throw, okay. Let it complete the Java classes. Internally, many Java classes are getting called. We can do one thing. Instead of going to Java classes, I will put the debugger here again. I'll do the F8. Okay, it is completed. Let me read. So it is also not going back to this next line. Our control is not coming up to the line number 49. Whatever the exception we are getting from here, that is directly being thrown to here. So that is the reason behind this rest of code is not running. So the problem is like this, our control is not coming at line number 41. It is directly throwing the exception from here and our flow is getting completed. It means the like whatever this code we are changing, like writing here, it should be at some other place, like either on the service layer. Currently we have written in controller, so either it should be in the service layer or DAO layer. So I will do one thing. DAO.find by ID. If I remove this, I'll do the control X. And for now, I'll paste it into the notepad. Change method return type to optional. Okay. But last time we were facing issue with this. Okay. So we'll use the try catch mechanism here. Exception handling basically. And this will be under try. Okay, so let's do without, not from here. We'll use the shortcut feature in the Java for the try catch. So I'll surround this with the try catch source, and then try catch should come here also. Generate to string externalize. Okay, surround it with try catch block. So I've created try catch block here, and if any exception is coming, so that will throw from here. So this part, we have to write into. Okay. So now if you see here, status code has been changed as 404 if the data is not there. So what I did, like here, from here we are throwing this exception, and we are also throwing this message. So exception and message, it has been thrown, but it was not being cached anywhere. So if you have studied the exception handling logic, if we are throwing an exception, then we have to catch that exception also. Then it will like show the proper response here. If you are not catching that exception, then by default status code will print. So now I will like what is happening also with the debug flow. So let's see. So our flow is coming first at this find by ID. Then if I'll do the F6, it will come to the DAO layer now, like a demo service layer. So in service layer, we are calling this. Then if I do the F6 again, okay, let me again come to the controller. So in controller, if I put the debugger here, so after the service layer, okay, it got completed once. So again, the same thing is coming, like directly, it is not coming at this next line. Okay. So now we can see like first it will try this application like service.get student by ID. So when it will call this, then it flow will go to the like DAO layer. DAO layer will search the data, and then that what exception DAO layer it is throwing as. If you see this E, when I'm putting my cursor on the E, it is showing like roll number not found. So whenever roll number not found, I'm writing as this